What's good, guys? It's AnxietyMLG here, and today I'm going to be talking about the fabulous bus riding experience. And I'm just going to start off with the first time I ever rode a bus type ordeal to school, and that would be like pre-K, and I don't remember much about it except getting on, and it was pretty crowded, and I don't remember much other than that. But I'm going to get straight to the point where I do remember things, and that all started, I've already told this story before, but this kid, he had like 2 chocolate milk box things, cartons, and that was a big deal. Like back then, if you could drink 2 of those, man, you're like 6 years old and you drink 2 of those, you're pretty BA. But he drank 2 of those, and his stomach got a little upset apparently, and he was throwing up on the bus, and it smelled really bad, and yeah, it was just pretty awkward. But then our bus driver decides to pull over, and keep in mind, like at the time I'm in Germany, a foreign country, and we're in the middle of nowhere. He pulls over in like this farmland, and some other, I don't know how they arrange this, but some other car comes up, and the guy gets out, and he asked if he wanted to buy the kid and take him away. And one of the guys stepped up and he started speaking German, so his German class came in handy, saved that kid's, I guess, life. I'm pretty sure that kid would have got molested otherwise, but that can only be assumed. And then, once, of course, that bus driver got fired, and we moved on from that, but nothing else interesting happened until I went back to the States and got into 7th grade and riding the bus, and a bunch of kids on there, like, it was middle school, and everybody was like super immature and retarded, but that was besides the point. They were spraying a bunch of Axe, and that smelled horrible, but that's not that special. But what really made 7th grade bus riding just so great is the Hornets. I'm pretty sure you guys know what those are, where you take paper and you bend it so many times, and then you can use a rubber band to shoot them, and it just really hurts pretty bad. And we basically have Hornet wars, and it get pretty intense on the bus. A kid even cried one time because he got hit in the eye, and I don't blame him. I'm pretty sure that would hurt pretty bad if he got hit directly in the eye. But yeah, and then they would just go flying everything, and you just like, we just kind of assume those cameras don't work, but apparently they do work. And a couple kids got kicked off the bus, but just, yeah. And another thing that happened was this 8th grader guy, he was being a dick to me, he's bullying me, he's just messing with my headphones. I'm just trying to listen to music, doing my own thing, he thinks he's all cool and whatnot, messing with my headphones, and then this girl tells him to stop, because one day, he's just going to punch you in the face, and she's going to laugh. And I was like, that is very true. So, sure enough, one day, I got tired of it, and I was sitting on the right-hand side of the bus, and he was sitting on the left-hand side of the bus, so we're in separate seats. And so, he's like across the, I guess, walkway. I have like the perfect opportunity to hit him, and so with my left hand, kind of a backhand punch, I just full out, no holding back, just hit him right in the jaw, and he was down crying for the rest of the way home. And let's just say he didn't mess with me after that. But so yeah, that was a good feeling. Just finally made him stop. And I mean, like, he wasn't a big 8th grader too. He was kind of a midget, and he thought he was like, he felt better about himself making fun of 7th graders. And yeah, punched him in the face. Felt good. Good call there by me. But anyways, now, my new bus driver. I have this black lady, and she should not be a bus driver. She should be a motivational speaker. Because, like, every morning when we get to school, she gives us, like, a speech about how she sees bankers, lawyers, doctors, and whatnot, how we're all going to be successful and this and that. She gives these motivational speeches to us every morning. They're pretty funny. And there was, she gives, like, names to days every day, like, Wonderful Wednesdays, and it was, like, Thursday, and she's like, I'm all thinking in my head, I'm going to call this Thirsty Thursday, and sure enough, Thirsty Thursday, Fantastic Friday and whatnot, but she's kind of weird. And then we have a bunch of kids on our bus that, like, because she's super hardcore about the bus guidelines or whatever. Because the first time I got on this bus, I go over to sit down on the right side of the bus, and one of my friends looks across, because I just moved from a different neighborhood, so I got a new bus and whatnot. And so I sit down, and my friend goes, "You can't sit there." I'm like, "Why not?" And you just can't sit there. And the bus driver's like, "Yeah, you can't sit there." And I was like, "What did you guys do?" And they're like, "Nothing." So basically, I don't know if she's sexist or what, I don't know, but we could not, girls and boys could not sit next to each other apparently, because that, I don't know, maybe she was like, she lived in New York and they were making babies on the bus and something like that, but I don't know. And another thing, since she has all these strict rules, a lot of kids like to, kind of test her sometimes with their power, how far she'll go to stop us, and they'll just be screaming the F word and whatnot. And it got to a point where a couple of kids got kicked off the bus, and she made the whole bus sign a piece of paper saying we'd follow the guidelines or whatever. I thought that was pretty funny. And she's like, "This is bus 141." And I just want to say that our bus is like a short bus, but it's like a mini short bus. It's not really a short bus. It's got a handicap thing in the back, so we got not very many seats. We're lacking like 5 rows of seats, so everybody's crunched up together, but that's pretty interesting. But now, with her like infinite wisdom, she finally came to the conclusion that, hey, maybe that since these kids are in high school now, maybe they could handle sitting next to each other, the boys and girls. So yeah, she gave everybody free seating except the kids that were just retarded and screaming profanity outside the bus. And yeah, and also she gives us books to read. That made my day. So she gave us books to read, and they're like about astronomy and space, and we just kind of popcorn read on the bus and read out loud. And she, like, I don't know, I don't think she gets it, but like, we're all doing it as a joke, and she thinks we're all serious. I think she has some type of mental illness or something, but clearly this is obviously my best bus driver I've ever had. And so, yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and yeah, please like the video, it really helps me out, and until next time, peace.